Looks like that's all going well. All right, so we are live to the world now. It's right around 9 o'clock when we like to start. So as people come in, we'll just let them come in and listen, but we're going to kick off this Clean Start perspective. All right, so hello, I'm Thomas Hall, Executive Director of Clean Start, and today we have a great perspective. But first, I want to highlight that Clean Start is sponsored by SMUD, Blue Tech Valley, River City Bank, and the California Mobility Center. All of them work on different stages of innovation and bringing clean tech to market. SMUD, our local utility, is right now actually hard at work fixing power lines from all the trees that have gone down in our region. Blue Tech Valley is the innovation cluster for the Central Valley, and actually we're having people from their group come and talk to us today, so looking forward to that. River City Bank is involved in project finance around clean tech solutions and large energy projects. So I'd go and check them out. They've got some great programs there to help companies. And the California Mobility Center is for scaling clean technologies right here in Sacramento. I also want to thank people who support us through donations. With them, I'm able to continually indulge in my crippling Red Bull habit. I'm very grateful for it. And also, if you have an idea and want to connect with us, reach out to me, thomas@cleanstart.org, or you can check out my Calendarly, and you can find that on our website. Now, some quick announcements before we get to our main event. We've got our in-person meetup on the 26th at Solar for America. It's going to be Show Me the Money. We're going to be having a discussion around the IRA and the infrastructure bill about how we can try to make sure that we can compete and go after that funding and bring it right here to California. Additionally, on the 31st, we have a virtual perspective with CalSeed. I'm excited CalSeed's back. It's great funding for ideation stage innovation right here in California. Make sure you attend it. And soon we'll have a link for Port Labs that we'll be talking with on the 9th. Additionally, we have some other competitions coming up that are kind of exciting. Startup SAC has their Entrepreneur Boot Camp. The Carlson Center has its Circular Economy Innovation Competition with $20,000 in prizes available. And if you are in the Sacramento area and want to socialize, up in Folsom on the 9th, we have Beer and Geeks. So my associate Brianna is going to drop a lot of those into the chat. Also, if you're here and you want to reconnect with Sam and the Decarbonization Challenge, they have another webinar on the 19th, which you can sign up for. And with that, hello, I'm Thomas Hall, Executive Director of Clean Start. And today we have a Clean Start Perspectives with, was my screen getting blocked there? I'm sorry, just look down and it was, let me start that again. All right, well, hello, I'm Thomas Hall, Executive Director of Clean Start. And I'd like to welcome you all to Clean Start Perspectives with Samuel Fairbanks from Fresno State. He's going to be talking about a decarbonization challenge that is available to all CSU and community college students in California. It's a great opportunity if you have an idea that you want to just try to put out there and see what you can do with it. This is an opportunity to take advantage of. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Sam Fairbanks, and he's going to present on it, and then we'll have a lively discussion.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Thomas. I almost wore that same shirt in my headshot today, so I'm glad I didn't. That would have been embarrassing. Again, my name is Sam Fairbanks. I work here with the Water, Energy, and Technology Center, hosted by Fresno State. We have a really exciting new competition that we're sharing here today. So I'm going to get my screen shared. Perfect. There we go. So the Water, Energy, and Technology Center, we're focused on every stage of water, energy, and agricultural technology startups and innovators. We provide acceleration services, testing services, advising, co-working space, and more recently, we're dipping our toes into student and community engagement. And this is really the first big opportunity we're providing to our community here to get involved in the clean tech revolution and decarbonization itself. So this competition here was made possible through U.S. Department of Energy Inclusive Energy Innovation Prize funding. through the American Made Challenge. And so we took this funding and decided to create a student competition designed to engage with local students here, but like Thomas said, students all throughout California as well, who might be interested in dipping their toes into the energy sector, environmental justice, and things in that sort. So again, Sam Fairbanks here with Water, Energy, and Technology Center. Today I'm going to present briefly on our Destination Decarbonization Student Challenge, and then hopefully we'll have some good questions and discussion after that. So I'd love to start with this awesome video that kind of covers it all that our amazing marketing team made. And then I'll go through a few slides after this video. This video has been posted all over social media. It's going to be shared with you after the perspective today. So if you're not a student, you're involved in the field, we would love if you can share this as far and wide as possible. We're really trying to get the word out. We want to give some prize money to students. So we'll start with this video here. Awesome. So thank you to Alexis and our awesome PR team here at the West Center for creating that video. I know it kind of goes through fast, but don't worry, I'll be covering each of those points throughout the PowerPoint here today. So Destination Decarbonization 2023, our goal here is to create a student competition. We want to involve all students, maybe students who are interested in STEM in the energy sector, but also students who might just want to kind of test the field a little bit and see if it's something they might be interested in. The applications we've seen so far, extremely diverse student population that's applying. We've had social work students, psychology students, so we're excited to engage all types of students in this contest. So it is a case study competition. It's open to all undergraduate students, and there is prize money along the way, so I'll cover that shortly. So content here today, just a little bit more on the background of decarbonization. What is it? What's the issue we're facing? The challenge we are presenting, the guidelines for that challenge, what it's going to look like for students who want to get involved. And then, like I mentioned, hopefully some great Q&A at the end. So decarbonization, the background of this challenge. Obviously, climate change is creating major problems all around the world. We're seeing carbon as a major factor influencing climate change. And we're also seeing tons of things in the news recently, projects around California focused on carbon capture, sequestration, carbon credits, things of that sort. So we noticed that students are also noticing these things and might have questions, might want to get involved and be change agents in this field as well. So that's kind of how the topic of decarbonization was selected for this case study competition. Decarbonization is the future. These projects are the future, so we want to get students engaged in that as well. And so our mission statement here, accelerating decarbonization and reducing climate change is a large global issue. We think that the most impactful change begins at the local level with students who are, in our opinion, future leaders of climate change for many years to come. So this is ultra important to us as well in terms of establishing a pipeline of future innovators and startups in the energy sector. We want to engage with our local students here, expose them to decarbonization, climate change, climate work, as well as all the services that the WET Center and our partners offer so that we can continue to establish that pipeline of innovators here locally. So the challenge itself, what's this going to look like? The challenge is in groups of 2 to 4 students, develop an innovative technology, solution, or system that will accelerate decarbonization. So this is super general, and that is super on purpose. We want students to approach this competition with super low barrier to entry. Students who might not have any prior exposure to fighting climate change or to STEM in general. We want this to be an opportunity for them to be creative, to propose a new idea, something innovative, and we don't want to put too many guidelines on it. We want to be as supportive as possible, but as unrestrictive as possible as well. So these student solutions can focus on reducing carbon, capturing carbon, or other community-based initiatives. This decarbonization technology that's created or improved upon by students, this can be a new invention, an existing invention that they want to make better, or a completely new community program, such as carbon credits or things along those lines. So that's the challenge that we're proposing to students. A little bit of the timeline for what this looks like. So we are approaching the deadline for students to apply. Each student team of 2 to 4 students will need one person to apply on behalf of their team, create a team name, provide proof that they are a current undergraduate student, and then just provide a little bit of a general idea for what their solution to the carbon issue might be. This doesn't have to be in depth. This is just a general overview for what they're going to be researching for their case study competition. And then we will review all applications on the close date of January 31st. And those who've been selected to continue moving on will be notified. And the next step will be working on a brief abstract. So this is a 250 word, super straightforward abstract, kind of taking what was presented in their application and breaking it down a little bit more detailed, a game plan for what their solution might be and how they plan on achieving that. So those will be evaluated at the February 14th deadline. The last stage will be the solution itself, the final report. So this is a maximum 3,500 word document with the student's solution statement, how they would plan on achieving this goal, the game plan for implementing this technology or solution, however that may look like. So again, this is very minimal guidelines. We're here to support, but we want students to be as creative as possible. I'll go into the next slide here a little bit more on what that support looks like. But for the prompt and the challenge that these students are facing, very flexible. And we're really excited to see what kind of creative solutions students will come up with here. So that final report would be due March 28th. Our team here at the Wet Center will be grading the final report. And then we're really excited for the final presentation piece, which will be April 21st, right around Earth Day. You'll see here the timeline coincides with what the student semester will look like. So obviously students are in 15 to 20 units taking their normal classes. This is a competition on top of that. So we wanted to be flexible, but also coincide with their school schedule as well. So our final presentation and showcase, we're going to have an awesome event where we're inviting all the teams, community members, family, the campus community to come hear the students' final findings, as well as a visual component that can act as an aid to what their solutions are. So this will be an exciting event, hoping to have local news coverage there. We'll have food and drink available. It'll be really fun. And we'll actually be presenting to the prize winners at this event as well. So we'll have community members act as the judges. The students' final report, their grade on the final report will be combined with their grade on their final presentation by our community judges. And then winners will be announced at this final showcase. So that'll be a really fun event. Looking forward to that. So the additional support that I mentioned, each team, as they apply for the competition, if they have a mentor in mind, maybe they're a team applying from Fresno State or Humboldt, and they have a professor that all of their teammates are in a class with, and they really want to ask that professor to be their mentor, that's totally fine. Students can apply with a mentor already in mind, or they can apply and ask us here with the Wet Center to assign them a mentor. So we have an awesome pipeline here at the Wet Center of startup founders, experts in the field. Maybe you're here on the call today and mentorship sounds like something you may be interested in. Excuse me. You can reach out to us if you'd be interested in mentoring one of these teams. And what the mentor will do will provide support at every deadline for the students. Students will be required to meet with their mentor before each deadline to check in on their components and to offer some support there. And then the second component will be our webinars, kind of coinciding with the mentorship. These will be right before every deadline. We'll provide webinars with some more background on decarbonization, next steps for the future of these students if they're interested in continuing work in the field. And students will be required to attend a few of these webinars to stay on track with the competition as well. So this is a great graphic of our challenge timeline. This has been blasted all over social media as well. So would appreciate this being shared as much as possible. Again, just going through the destination here, the roadmap, and when our final pitch day will be on April 21st. So a helpful visual component for students. So the fun part, the prizes. We are so excited to be giving away this much money to students here. This is no strings attached. This isn't scholarship money or grant money that the students need to report on. The first, second, and third place teams will be provided checks to their team captain to be distributed amongst their team. So this is really unique, the first of its kind here in the Central Valley. First place for the Destination Decarbonization Challenge will be a $6,000 grand prize. So that's for the group of 2 to 4 students, amongst them a $6,000 prize. Second place at $4,000 and third place $2,500. So this is, again, no strings attached prize money to these teams. This is why we're trying to spread the word far and wide. That's a lot of money for anyone, but especially for a college student. So we want to reward these amazing ideas and make this well known for our students. So this QR code here will take you directly to the Destination Decarbonization tab on our website. I'll leave it up for a moment here if you're someone who might be interested in this competition. So this takes you to the website where you can learn more about the competition, some more resources, as well as apply if that's something you're interested in as well. Leave that up for a couple more seconds. All right, so an additional funding through this American Made Challenge, additional opportunity for students and for professionals in the field. Another really exciting program we're just touching on is Wet Center Works. So we want to empower students with experiences, work experience, exposure to the field. So this is an opportunity on top of the Destination Decarbonization Challenge, excuse me, where we are pairing students who are interested in project-based learning experience with startup companies in the water, energy, and agricultural technology sector. These companies will provide us with a project. This might be a two-week part-time research project or a 1-year-long project that they want a student intern to help out with. We will post this opportunity to our website and pair that opportunity with a student who may be interested in. So this is open to students and companies who might be interested in partnering with student internships, and that QR code will take you to the sister tab of the Destination Decarbonization contest, which is Wet Center Works. So I'll leave that one up for just a couple more seconds here as well. Awesome. Oops, go back here. So I promise you I'd keep the information short. If you have any questions on the application itself or you're interested in mentorship, please reach out either to our innovate@mail.fresnostate.edu email address, or this is my phone number here. You can reach out by text message or phone call, and we'd be happy to help out with any questions you may have. Also, please give our website a visit. We have tons of amazing other resources on top of our student competition and student internship program. If you're interested in utilizing our testing services or incubation services, that can be reached at our website there. So now, Thomas, if you help me out, would love to just open it up to any questions we may have in the chat, or if anyone wants to unmute and ask a question, we're here to help.
Sure, go ahead and raise your hand if you're in the audience and you have a question. So I have a kind of, I guess, a quick question on it. Is so there's mentor support services in there, and if I got that right, you're also are working to try to connect them with potential jobs or people that are working in the field going forward, right?
That's right. Yeah. So at our webinars, especially towards the end of the competition for the students who are involved, we want to make sure that this isn't just a one-off opportunity for them. Maybe they find a true passion for climate work throughout the competition. We want to make sure that they're familiar with all the resources that we offer here at the Wet Center, of course, but also our partners like Clean Start, other people in the Blue Tech Valley program, to make sure that students can be supported afterwards. So we want to keep a relationship with the students who participate, follow up with employment opportunities, obviously through Wet Center Works, and then connecting them with our services or partner services if they want to keep working in the climate and clean energy sector.
And people who want to be mentors, they can reach out to you and potentially do connect with students that way.
Definitely. Yeah, that would be awesome. We're looking for a diverse set of mentors, and kind of based on what the student's solution statement may be, kind of pairing them with someone who might be working, whether that's carbon capture or just clean energy in general, kind of pairing them with a like-minded individual.
So one of the things in our past, I guess, discussions, if you check out our YouTube page, Clean Start SAC, our discussion with Tolo and our discussion with Sidel of Open Grants, we highlighted, you know, if you're a startup, one of the best things you can do is go and network and connect. And it's never really too early to start. So students that want to go and, you know, want to start a career in this is a great opportunity to go out there and connect with people on it. Now, one thing that I like about this is you're going to the students. You say you already have a diverse background of students applying. And that's been one of the things people have tried to highlight about the energy transition and decarbonization, is that we can do it in an equitable way that brings kind of everyone along with it. Now, I know there's plenty of experts that can talk about, specific grid and interactions and decarbonizations. But are you having experts come on that can talk about, I guess, the community perspective of it, or the more equitable portion of it, so that students can then understand how their technology may apply to those?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we, as far as our webinars go, we're going to have a mix of experts in the field, as well as local elected officials, people working in environmental justice or just social justice in general, to connect with these students. Because like I mentioned before, and you just mentioned as well, Thomas, we have social work students, psychology students from all over the place that are interested in this kind of work. So yeah, thank you. That's a great point. We'll definitely be supporting that. We're waiting to officially name our webinars and follow-up activities until we kind of know the student population that's participating in the event, so that we can match it well with those students.
I think that's really important, because if you want to keep it broad, but you also want to make sure you give them the quality support that they need for that. So I was wondering if you could, so this is part of a larger, I guess, innovation grant from the federal government to help, I guess, with innovation in an equitable kind of way. Could you speak a little bit maybe more on what that grant and what Fresno State's hoping to do with it?
Yeah, so inclusive innovation, that's what we're about at the Wet Center. So this grant specifically, this is what's allowing us to work with our student population. And like I mentioned before, establishing that pipeline of future leaders in the field. So we have Destination Decarbonization, as well as Wet Center Works. Here in the Central Valley, the Blue Tech Valley, obviously extremely rural, extremely impoverished, and incredibly diverse as well. So we kind of have the privilege of what's here in our backyard, here in our community. These students, engaging with them is engaging with an incredibly diverse population. We also have tons of students who grew up on the farm, whose parents are still working in the farm, and they made their way here to Fresno State or to our local community colleges. And they have that amazing lived experience of working on crops for the first 18 years of their life. And so we're trying to leverage that as much as possible and take all of this amazing lived experiences that's in our community, and kind of help turn that into innovative ideas, because they could have been doing something extremely creative and innovative, working on a lettuce crop for the first 18 years of their life, and they don't even know it. But we want to help them to recognize all the creativity that they do bring to the table. We're also a part the Fresno State Wet Center is a designated iHub, inclusive innovation hub. So that is completely focused on engaging diverse founders, small businesses and entrepreneurs as well. So we have a very extensive network in our iHub, from the Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce all the way up to government organizations that are here to support these students as they capitalize on these ideas that they have, as well as entrepreneurs that are already working in the field.
Excellent. I'm going to call on Paul, who has his hand up politely in the audience. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, Thomas and Sam. Appreciate the opportunity. I got to see this come across my dashboard somehow or another. I've been somewhat familiar with the Wet Center over the years. I live in Chandler, Arizona now, but lived in Fresno for quite a long time, and actually did attend Fresno State for some executive type programs and project management. Been in the solar since 2007. And what I'm doing now, I think will be very interesting for your students to potentially use as a base. So what we provide is an off-grid solar solution. It's actually solar, green hydrogen, and energy storage all wrapped into one manufactured product. And that product is either a trailer or a shipping container that we retrofit out of Jackson, Michigan. So take a look at us, kind of see what we're doing there. I'm not going to give too many details and try to spoil anybody's imaginations of how this can be used, but it might be fun. And I'd love to be a mentor for anyone, any group, any team that wants to kind of use my resources, my experience, and share what I can with you guys. It's a very fun product to work with. And I could, again, I'll hold that off the rest of it to talk to specific members and those who want to leverage my experience for their competition.
Yeah, definitely reach out to him at Innovate at mail.fresno State. And I'd love to hear more about it too. So you can reach out to me at thomas@cleanstart.org. I see Gary has his hand up, but I have a question in the chat from Scott. Can a mentor be part of a team, or does it have to be only undergraduate students?
Yes, so mentors cannot be actively participating in the competition itself. And the competition is only open to current undergraduate students pursuing a degree. So we've had some students who are just graduated in December. They're technically no longer an undergraduate student and can't participate. So yeah, have to be actively enrolled in units this spring semester and pursuing their degree.
All right, Gary, go ahead.
Yeah, Sam, really exciting opportunity. And maybe you just answered this, but to clarify, students includes community college students, don't have to be just a university student, or can you clarify that?
Absolutely. Yeah, so definitely open to community college students as well. We have our extensive community college system here, the state center system in Fresno County, and we're open to community colleges all over the state as well. And then of course, CSUs, UCs, other institutions.
Okay. All right, do we have any other questions from the audience? All right, well, with that, I'm actually going to let Sam, do you want to at least wrap up your portion of it with any grand sentiments or things you want to convey to people?
Yeah, just thank you again so much for your interest in this competition. We'll be sharing the video that I played at the beginning of the presentation, as well as a flyer with all the attendees. So if you're not a student, we would really appreciate if you could share with your network. We're excited to give away money to creative students. So keep repeating that because we are really excited about it. So please share far and wide across California. If you're interested in mentorship, we'd love to have that conversation with you. Also, if you're interested in our Wet Center Works opportunity and would be interested in a student work experience project, please reach out as well. Thank you so much. Thanks, Thomas.
Excellent. So innovation at mail.csufresno.edu and check out wetcenter.org. Also, I'd like to thank Sam for joining us today. Everyone give him a round of applause. Very much appreciate it. It's great that we have these opportunities to bring in more people to the energy transition and help them kind of continue their career. And I also want to thank all of you for attending. Check out our meetup in person on the 26th. It is at California's it is basically at SPI and Solar Juice, one of their PV manufacturing subsidiaries right here in Sacramento. It's on the 26th. Also, we're talking with CalSeed on the 31st, another opportunity for early stage innovators on that. Make sure, you follow us and the Wet Center on LinkedIn. We're on YouTube. You can like and subscribe this video to make sure that it reaches more people. I know they have their video on YouTube too. Go and check that out. Additionally, I want to thank all of our supporters, Blue Tech Valley, SMUD, donors, River City Bank, and the CMC, along with our overall program sponsors, which includes Moss Adams, Weintraub Tobin, GT Law, and Reverend. And thank you all for attending. And that is our show today. Thank you. Yay.